time has come.
The time has come for life to begin. The time has come for the world to
They don't even know who you are. They be preaching for you, thinking they preaching against you. You got all the game. I see you now. They say you the white man. Nah, I know who you are.
I know who you are.
You that deceiver,
That
that
deceiver.
great dragon, that old serpent, the one they call the devil, the Satan. You
Devil's a liar.
know who you is.
I walked out falling from heaven. All that star, son of the dawn, aka the son of the morning, blinded the eyes in death. You weaken the nation through foreign relations and serpent seed. Got them to agree for that love of the greed, though they be deceived, forgetting that Edom would lead. And that Jacob would wake up in the last days, transfer the power, the last phase. Don't miss it the mark, perverting the heart to get your cake up. Back to the point you said in your heart, saying that you would ascend to the stars, willing to pay both price and the cost to ascend to the north. You would never be a higher most
He was
high.
looking to the call.
You won't die. The eternal land of your fire, wait, you gon' rock. And you shout your name, I declare a decree, bind and command that danger would flee. The covenant's made with animals both in land and the sea. For the children by name of Israel, believe on the higher, he is real. The way of the wilderness paved, the higher said, be still. Be not afraid, Yeshaya with us and he broke the grave. Oh, death is you that best behave, we no longer slaves.
No longer. Hey, devil, you best. Hey, you gotta hate. That's what Lucifer is. That's what the devil is.
You got the whole world fooled. I used to respect how you move, boy. Back when I was sleep up in the streets, I was your tool, boy. Now I see everything you doing when you doing what you doing. I see through it, boy. You and truth ain't congruent, boy.
You and truth ain't congruent.
Use others. So
Liar.
I spirit y'all should show me who's my mother, who's my brother. Lead me, you would know further. Your deception I uncovered. I see you, the devil, inside my own brothers. I no longer do my own thing. I honor the throne, man. You a weakness, listen with resistance. You get gone, man. I see you infiltrated churches and these elders. They accuse me like Susanna. Think I don't know they your pawns, man. You that wicked morning star. You corona, you that COVID, you that nigga Candace. That tar that causes cancer, you tobacco and cigar. They convinced you don't exist, but they bewitched cause I insist. I know who you are.
Yeah, inviting two people. Got our Facebook, our Instagram, and YouTube. On Instagram, it's Hebrew State of Being. On YouTube, it's Hebrew State of Being. On Facebook, it is Nola Black Master Music. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Hebrew State of Being. I am your humble servant and host for tonight in a biblical sense. I am Kayel in the building. My youngin' Bellason is off to bed for school tomorrow. Wifey, my butter pecan, Miss Artist 28 is laying it down as well for tomorrow. So it is us guys. We are getting into a very interesting topic this evening. Something I think is very much overlooked by most people. The fact that the devil is a liar. How you doing? I see my brother Yawan is in the building. Shalom, my brother. All praises unto the Most High Shaddai. So the devil is a liar. Something that we're all familiar with. We've always heard this. We've always been told that he's a liar. But when we look at each other, we don't say that's the devil in you when the person lies. It is to the point that lying is such a everyday thing. Even I saying that the show is going to start at 10:30 starting at 10:40 is still a lie. It didn't come forward at the time that I said I was. We do not recognize the times and the ways that we fall into supporting evil and to championing evil. It is a norm in our society to lie. I remember when I was a kid watching a Good Times episode, and it struck me because at the early age, your concept of lying and telling the truth, you at an early age of the innocence, you believe that you must tell the truth all the time, or you get in trouble immediately. That's as a child. So I remember watching Good Times, and it was a show where Florida was trying to explain to Michael the difference between a little white lie and a regular lie. I was like, there's such a thing? There's little lies that aren't major lies, that's not really considered a lie, kind of okay to lie. As a child, it blew my mind. It boggled me. I was shook. I didn't understand this concept of a little white lie as opposed to being real lies. That's how we have normalized this in our society. We've normalized it so much that the devil can utilize us as it chooses. It uses fear to make us lie. It uses deception to make us lie. It uses the little carrot that we want, the things that we desire, to make us to lie for. The devil's first attribute when we are introduced to him is as a liar. Today, we are dealing with the normalization of that. We can see it in the indictment of Diddy. When he first started to crumble and little reports was coming out before the video of him beating Cassidy down was released, many people were saying, don't jump on another black man. They're just tearing another black man down. Even though through the years, we'd all heard of different things. We all know how horrible the music industry is. We understand how it has degraded our communities almost single-handedly. It has allowed us to degrade ourselves through the lies of saying that you got money that you don't, cars that you don't, houses that you don't, women that you don't. When hip hop started, it started with Grandmaster Flash and Furious Five and the Kool Herc, and they were in the projects. And they were talking about the struggles. The first number one song was I'm Close to the Edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. That was what it started as a drum being beat for our equality. It has been now commercialized to now you must be ultra rich. You must have all the world at your disposal, whether it's true or not. It's about the normalization of lies that have now caught up with this particular guy. And our community normalizes lies so much that when it first came out and everybody knew there was smoke, it may not have been fire, but you definitely saw the smoke. We all said, don't tear down another man, another black man. The system is tearing him down. We must rally around him. And I said, from the jump, no way, no how. He is what he is and getting what he deserved. This is the year 2024, as Cat Williams said, the year of the truth. So in the year of the truth, we have the opposition to truth. So today, the popular social media, I see Bad News is in the building. Judah, Yahuda, that African stream was taken down, which gave us a lot of the information about Ture, that's in Burkina Faso, a lot of the information that we've learned about the revolts and how they're going against how Africa is putting themselves together was coming through African stream. And today, Anthony Blinken, Department of Justice, came out and said that that African stream was not that. It was actually a propaganda for Russia. Okay, so we must understand that they're trying to connect it to RT, which is Reuters, and saying Reuters is owned by, I guess, Russia or whatever it may be. But what we must understand is that we are in the age of people lying on liars and liars lying on liars. We know that the United States is a liar, and they're lying on someone else who's trying to lie on them. And what is the goal of all of them lying? To keep Yehuda, to keep Judah in captivity. To keep us a scattered nation so that we don't collect or we don't connect to our diaspora. To now anything that is about building a nation of us within this United States will now be deemed from this point out as Russian conspiracies. You must understand what is coming, what is here. We're dealing tonight also with the fact of liars with Israel gave out phones and beepers to the people in Palestine as they were fleeing. They imported these things and then used them as triggers and exploded their cell phones, and then the next day the pagers. I see Big Chief Kevin Goodman in the house, child. Wow. Oh man, good to see you. Good to see you, brother. We must understand that the lies of this world is coming to a crescendo, because you can only lie for so long before the truth comes to where you have to now defend your lie with your life, with violence. All these things are done from the beginning of time. Let's start our scriptures off with Genesis chapter 3. Genesis chapter 3, we're going to verses 1 through 7. And it says, "Now the serpent was the shrewdest of all the wild beasts that the Most High had made." Shrewdest. What do we mean by shrewd? Let's pull up the definition of shrewd. Definition. Let me see this. Sharing. Make sure we're screen sharing. So the definition of shrewd: having or showing sharp powers of judgment, astute. She was shrewd enough to guess the motive behind the guise or the gesture. So shrewd is the power to judge and to see what is and what is not. Shrewd is to twist the words and make something that isn't a thing into a thing. They say astute, right? I should have got the clever, right? So shrewd definition meaning in Merriam-Webster, marked by clever, discerning, awareness, hard-headed, hard-headed. So the Most High, this is the most aware, the most discerning, the most hard-headed, the most clever beast he ever created. It says, he said to the woman, did God really say, you shall not eat of any tree of the garden? The woman replied to the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the other trees of the garden. It is only about fruit. It is only about fruit of the tree is in the middle of the garden that the Most High said, you shall not eat of it or touch it, lest you die. Now, that's the truth. The Most High told her the truth. The serpent questions the truth. I want you to understand what a devil is today. I want you to understand how much it is prevalent in our society that we do not believe this, that the serpent is of our people that question, is the Most High here? Is the Most High has a part in any of this? This book is written by man. This is the Most High told them, you will die. So that means that they were born to be eternal. Like the other things he created, the cherubim, the cherub, he created them to be eternal. He says, but if you touch this fruit, you will die. You have an end to your life. All right? He says, and the serpent said to the woman, you are not going to die. So now he lies. But it's the shrewdness. See, he understands that it means death to the mortal man. You and I would think immediate death. So his shrewdness stepped over the fact that he had the knowledge already to understand that Most High would have to say that man would end because of their now being wicked. He knew that, but he knew it wasn't going to be immediate, but played Eve and said, oh, no, I'm not going to die. No. He says, verse 5, but the Most High knows that as soon as you eat of it, your eyes will be open and you will be like divine beings who know good and bad. Now, that's three things, divine, good, and bad. They were already two of three. Already, Adam and Eve were already divine. They were made divine. They had no sin. They were divine. To know good and bad, the other two, they already knew good because they walked with the Most High in his garden that he created for them. So two of the three things Adam and Eve already possessed. The third, they, I would argue, didn't need to know. That's bad. They had no need to know what the serpent was offering. This is verse 6. When the woman saw that the tree was good for eating and a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was desirable as a source of wisdom. What wisdom did she get? From the time she ate it, it's been nothing but hell and damnation. So I'm doubling down that all they did not know was bad, was evil. But now partaking in evil from a lie, because of their desires of the tree looking edible, because of their disobedience and not trusting in knowing that the Most High's word is true, decided to test the Most High's word off of a lie and because of their desires that were sparked by the lie. Our desires many times are sparked by lies. That's the entanglement of this world. It says, she took of its fruit and ate. She also gave some to her husband, and he ate. Then the eyes were opened, and they perceived. We must understand that this naked is like a double entendre. It has layers to it. They now had knowledge that their bodies were exposed. As a divine being that did not know bad, your bodies were divine and impenetrable. You felt no such thing as nakedness. You felt covered. Covered by what? The Most High. What it's saying is that when they are naked, the covering of the Most High is now removed. When we lie, we remove the covering of the Most High. Individually, collectively. When we lie, we are losing the covering of the Most High. We are now naked and exposed to the world. We are vulnerable to the world because the devil is a liar. And this entire system that we're in is created by it. The lie of the devil that you are gods. He started it with Adam and Eve, that you would be divine beings. And to this day, people in all different type of sects are trying to say that we are gods. Then when you look at the etymology, the actual meaning of the word God, it means half man and half human. Half human and half divine, half supernatural, half angel, half seraphim or cherubim. So it's a hybrid. A God is a hybrid thing. It's not the Most High. So when it told them that they could be divine, they could be gods, in a very shrewd, in a very slick, in a very demonic manner, you become a god, a demigod. That's not good. Demigods are going to be punished at the end. So from Adam and Eve, we have been trying to be these gods off of the lie of the devil, Hashatan, the serpent, the deceiver, the adversary. Until this day, we live in a society that promotes that on every aspect. They say because Diddy's arrested that Hollywood is scared. Not Black Hollywood, Hollywood in its entirety. That means that it's a system. It's almost like a RICO act, right? Like a RICO charge. Like Hollywood should get a RICO charge. You already had Weinstein. You already had Epstein. Now you got Diddy. It sounds like a racket. To me, it sounds like a RICO charge should be ushered for Hollywood. They've had less on the brothers in the community with having connections from one borough to the next, one ward to the next, to say that they're a criminal entity. Why can't Hollywood be just that? Disney is a lie. Everything about this, it's the magic wand. It's not real, it's magic. magic is a lie. There's supernatural. There's the Most High, cherubim, and Michael and Panya, and then there's David Copperfield. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between magic and the supernatural. But with the lies and the shrewdness of the devil, Hashatan, the adversary, people think that magic is the supernatural, the divine. She also gave some to her husband, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they perceived that they were naked, and they sewed together fig leaves and made themselves loin cloths. So now you no longer have the covering of the Most High. You must use the things of the world to try and cover you. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 13. Do you understand how nefarious it is for Israel to give people that have been bombed and poor, that have nothing, that have been kicked out of their homes? You give them free cell phones as a gesture, only to have put bombs in it to explode when you are ready. The cell phones that I'm coming live on for Instagram and for Facebook, who knows if there's explosives already in there. You saw the movie that they did, I think it was The Gentleman, or they were super agents for Britain. I think it was Gentleman or something like that. And the second movie was about how they would use 5G and the cell phones to control the masses. Meaning that if we all come together and protest, they send a signal through the cell phones, a frequency, almost like a blowhorn, almost like a siren that's piercing your ears until you leave the area of the protest. This is technology that they presently have with the cell phones that we presently hold. I see my brother Adon is in the building. There may be a time where, as the scripture said, there's going to be an absence of the word. How you think the absence of the word is going to happen? If you can't, and you don't have no money, you can't go buy the scripture, and you can't get it online anymore, then where will you get it from? How long would they need to knock out the internet and not allow you to buy books for people and mankind to forget about the scriptures altogether? I want y'all to think about that. 5 years? 3 years? Do you think you need a full 10 years? Where they, in the 5th year, they start giving you state-approved internet? Then for 5 years, they indoctrinate you on the state-allowed internet? No scripture. If anything, you get back to the slave Bible. It would take them to reprogram all of society with the absence of the word. Understand that they're going to weaponize our ability in any way of coming together, of giving the word to each other. I have a couple of these books, same one, copies of it, just in case. You may not, I talk about it often here, that you need to read for yourself, because that day is coming where you won't be able to tune in to anyone. You're going to have to start reading and getting to know this, because there's going to be a time where you're going to have to teach this to someone without having a book in front of you. You're going to have to teach about righteousness. You're going to have to teach somebody about the law. You're going to have to tell somebody what's the time. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 5, it says, least my enemies say. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Psalms. I need to go to Proverbs, my bad. Proverbs 13, verse 5. A righteous man hates lies. The wicked man is vile and disgraceful. Righteousness protects him whose way is blameless. Wickedness subverts the sinners. So it's telling you that when you are walking in righteousness, there's a covering. Just like the one I spoke about in Genesis. It's telling you here, verse 6 of chapter 13 of Proverbs, the righteousness protects him whose ways is blameless. How can your ways be blameless? By following the law, the 10 commandments. There ain't no other way. So it says if you're walking in those commandments, righteousness, the cloak, what Adam and Eve had before the serpent came in with the lie. Then it says, but wickedness subverts the sinner. So it says that just like Diddy, you get eaten by your own iniquity. And sometimes you think that you're the baddest wolf in the room when there's a wolf that's even more depraved than you that wants your spot. If you follow the lies and you partake in the bull, you find yourself always getting a step back, falling back, because that's what it's there for. Your sins that you fall into is a stumbling block. That's where the wickedness hops in. If you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're supposed to be covered. You need to know that as you move forward in this world, because they're going to lie to you and tell you it's not true. They're going to try and do everything that Hashatan did and more, and what he did to Adam and Eve. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 9, verses 3 through 6. Jeremiah chapter 9, verses 3 through 6. And it reads, verse 3 of Jeremiah 9, beware every man of his friend. Whoa. Trust not even a brother, for every brother takes advantage. Every friend is based in his dealings. One man cheats the other. They will not speak truth. They have trained their tongues to speak falsely. Trained. We have an entire industry called marketing. And if you don't know, marketing is a group of talented liars. We have another profession called the law, attorneys, absolute profession of liars. You have some that get into the law to try and fight and combat that. You have others that try and get into other things to combat it, but that does not stop the industry from being what they are, liars. Marketing, lawyers, image creators, liars. They say they have trained their tongues to, they wear themselves out in iniquity. You dwell in the midst of deceit. I see Brother Ryan is in the building. We live in the midst of deceit on a constant basis, but we don't call it out. We don't call it out as evil. We just know this as the norm. We've all become, as they say, immune is a word, but that's not what I want to say. We've become desensitized. We become desensitized to lies. That's why it's so hard for us to discern. We have the definition of shrewd up here by Merriam-Webster, marked by clever, discerning awareness, hard-headed, artful in their dealings. And Hashatan was the greatest at it that the Most High created. The title of the lesson tonight is "The Devil is a Liar." This world is a lie. That's why we say the world is given over to him. But the world doesn't have to be. The world can choose not to accept lies. We can choose to stop lying in our individual lives. We can take the fall, the vulnerability of not measuring up. Maybe that'll make us measure up instead of us having a society that's led by entertainers and athletes that's been curated and given to us in a certain image. The lie has been going on since Adam and Eve, that it's so deep, it is so layered that the things that you think are true truly are lies. I won't get Brother Aran started on the lies of the produce in our grocery stores, as he has turned his family into getting off meat and trying to eat vegetables, and he's buying fresh fruits. He's got 3 kids in the house. He's watching how the fruit is going bad immediately, or not even looking like it's real. We are in the midst of absolute lies. And we have so many people that stick their head in the ground trying to imitate ostriches, that they refuse to accept that this is all a shamble. Trust me, I understand the other side of that is hate, because I do hate this world. As the Most High says, to hate lies. We, the righteous, hate wickedness. Yes, the world doesn't have the same taste. I don't care about the movie and Matrix when your boy say, I know that this isn't a steak, but I'm so tired of the slop or the oatmeal, the real that I've been having. It's not glorious. I'm willing to tell myself that this is a steak. I'm willing to tell myself this is the juiciest steak I've ever had. I'm willing to tell myself this actually came from a cow when it didn't. If we want to come back into the Most High is here. He's waiting for him to come out the sky, waiting to be raptured up. You bring the Most High to you by following his law. You get his grace and mercy, his covering that Adam and Eve lost by following his law. That's why he gave a law, so we could have a covering. Let's go to, did I go to all the way to 6? No, I didn't. Verse 5, you dwell in the midst of deceit. In their deceit, they refuse to heed me, declares the Most High. In their deceit, they refuse to acknowledge the Most High. Because to do that, then they would have to acknowledge their deceit. Verse 6, assuredly, thus says the Most High of hosts. Here is where he's claiming himself to come back to bring pain to these people. He's saying that he's the leader of the army, the heavenly army. He says, lo, I shall smelt and assay them. For what else can I do because of my poor people? So the Most High says, the ones that are perpetrating this wickedness, man, I'm going to smelt you. What else can I do? Because you're killing my people. You're lying to my people in such a manner that they can't see up from down, left from right, the sun from the moon. We got Hebrews that want to do the Sabbath once a month. They believe that the Most High said that it was the 7th day or the new moon of the month is the Sabbath, when clearly the 4th commandment says 6 days you work and on the 7th day you rest. It boggles my mind. Hebrews want to follow the Feast of Dedication. You do not know that they added a whole nother stem to the. When did the Most High say that you could add to my 7 to make it 9? When did I tell you to do that? I don't care what miracle you think you got from oil staying lit longer than it was supposed to. How do you change the heavenly menorah? But people will choose these lies. People will rock with these lies when it clearly says, how can you have the Feast of Weeks? It says 49 Sabbaths. That has to be weekly for it to end up on the Pentecost, the 50th week. If not, then you would have 49 months of the Feast of Weeks. It's called the Feast of Weeks, not the Feast of Months. But yet, even our brother Ron Dalton with Hebrews to Negroes believes in the monthly Sabbath. Look, we have to get to the Ten Commandments, man. Man's mind is so twisted that we are all reading the same thing and getting something totally different from it. That's from indoctrination. That's from the perspective that you're bringing instead of just reading it for what it is. That's why the Most High said, I need an open vessel. You can't be a closed cistern, then you broke into him. Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 3 through 6 we just read. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 6, verses 16 through 19. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 16 through 19. And it says, 6 things the Most High hates. 6 things. 7 are an abomination to him. 1, a haughty bearing. What is a haughty? Arrogant. A lying tongue, number 2. So arrogance, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood. We know this nation has done that so many times over and over again. From the smallpox with the blankets and the Indians to the bombs over Tulsa, Oklahoma, they have shed innocent blood. A mind that hatches evil plots. 4, feet quick to run to evil. 5 and 6, a false witness testifying lies. So out of the 6 things, 2 of them was lies. Did you get that? The second one was a lying tongue. The last one was a false witness testifying lies. Somebody that supports the lies, that regurgitates it, speaks it over and over again. So out of the 6 things, and the 7 being an abomination, out of the 6 things the Most High hates, 2 of them falls in line. The one that originated the lie and the one that supports the lie. So when these United States says that the Negro that's here, that they renamed the African American, they don't have a history but being a slave. And then Africa, the ones that sold us to them, agrees with that. And then the Catholic Church, the Roman Empire, says that we were savages and supports it through a papal bull to enslave us. They are supporting the lies. They must die, they must burn, they must all be smelt, as the Most High says, because what they have done to his people. And this is, and one who incites brothers to quarrels. 7 is starting war. Starting war. We are at the brink of war all across this world. War is not what the Most High wants, regardless of how many people want to point out what Joshua did to clear out Canaan for us to have our kingdom. The Most High does not want us to shed blood. His commandment is, thou shalt not kill. Let's go and deal with the lies of this world some more. Exodus 34, verse 7. Exodus chapter 34, verse 7. Extending kindness to the thousandth generation, forgiving iniquity, transgressions, and sin. Yet he does not remit all punishment, but visits the iniquity of parents upon children and children's children upon the third and fourth generation. So for the ones that follow the law, us, we have blessings to the thousandth generation. That's why I follow the law. I'm praying for this to be true for my next generations after I'm long and gone. I'm praying that these books, this is all lessons that I've done. This is my third book. This is all lessons front and back. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We just got back on YouTube. This is an entire book, front and back, sometimes 2 lessons in one, like this one right now. I did that lesson and then another lesson that we're on right now. And on this one, 2 lessons, right? So even on double pages, that's 4 lessons times on each page. Done. I'm praying, as it being my third book of doing this, that the Most High puts grace and mercy upon my family, upon this impending danger that's coming. And I pray that he forgives me for my transgressions in my process of trying to put his yoke upon my neck, his law, and deal with mankind according to the way that he wants me to, instead of the way I would like to. Exodus chapter 34, verse 7. This is the lie that they will tell us about, that this does not exist. That following the Most High's law, you don't get these blessings. They tell you in churches that the law is done away with, that you have something else that is now covering you. It's the greatest lie. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2. That's the truth of the Most High. Following his law is blessing to the 1,000th generation. Being sinful is 4 generations deep. 4. Deuteronomy. I went to Genesis. My bad. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2. And it reads, you shall not add anything to what I command you or take anything away from it, but keep the commandments of the Most High, your Creator, that I enjoin upon you. That is the other lie of the world, that we don't have to do this, the commandments is not what is needed, that we must just be good to each other and love everybody and love everything that everybody does. That's the law now. Love. They say you can hang all the commandments on 2. Love thy neighbor and love whatever, right? Yes, that's Deuteronomy chapter 4. verse 2. You had the right verse, just the chapter was off. So in this, he said, don't add anything to it. So what is the new covenant that they're speaking about? He says, add nothing to it. Follow my law. You would think that's real simple, almost like an if-then statement. Probably because it is an if-then statement. If you follow my law, then I will cover thee to 1,000 generations. The devil is shrewd. Let's go to Job chapter 1, verse 7. Job chapter 1, verse 7. It says, the Most High said to the adversary, which is Hashatan, which is what we've called the devil tonight, where have you been? The adversary answered the Most High, I have been roaming all over the earth. The Most High said to the adversary, have you noticed my servant Job? There is no one like him on earth, a blameless and upright man who fears the Most High and shuns evil. Now, I told you that if you're following the Most High, you're covered. So the adversary, Hashatan's gripe with the Most High was, of course, Job is all this and all that unto you because you've given him riches. He's got all this. He's got all that. If he didn't have it, then he would not love you. We don't have any of that. So loving the Most High at this moment in your captivity, understanding who you are in your captivity, to come back unto the Most High. You don't think that he would love you as he loved Job, or see you as he sees Job. He said Job just shunned evil. He said Job was blameless. He was a righteous man. Didn't say that Job was no superhero. Didn't say Job was no magician. He was a righteous man, upright in his dealings, and shunned evil. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 14. I'm about to let you guys get out of here. Isaiah 14, verse 12 through 14. This world is crumbling, guys. The lies of this world is absolutely crumbling before our eyes. Everything that you thought it was is being exposed. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12 through 14. How are you fallen from heaven, O shining one, son of dawn? How are you fell to earth, O vanquisher of nations? So if Hashatan is given the title of vanquishers of nations, destroyer of nations, and we have nations that believe in entities, gods that are against the Most High's word, when we put 2 and 2 and it's 4, we should be able to see that the vanquisher means that it leads them by lies to damnation. I've proven to you that this world is full of lies too many times, but I've done it again tonight. There aren't many things, from fruit to entertainment to leadership to minimum wage to anything that should be equal in this world is not. Anything that is supposed to be of the earth It's not. It's digital. It's GMO. It's fake. It's a lie. If you're waking up and you're seeing all of this around, I see Michelle in the building. If you are waking up and you're seeing that all these things are a lie around you, you are now saying, well, then what am I to do? You are to hold tight and rock with the commandments. That may not sound like a pep talk that you wanted to hear. That may not sound like the glorious path, but it is the only path. Time is short. It's from United States starting to say that everything that is Black empowerment is connected to Russian disinformation. You guys have no idea how serious that is. You have no idea how serious it is that they're using cell phones for war. You have no idea how serious it is for your Diddy and the sex industry and sex trafficking, how big and how far it's been gone. Right underneath your nose of your white picket fence and apple pies and red, white, and blue flags. Bruh. Just said, verse 13. Once you thought in your heart, I will climb to the sky, higher than the stars of the Most High. I will set my throne. I will sit in the mount of assembly on the summit of Zephon. I will mount the back of a cloud. I will match the Most High. Every nation has a God that wants to be the Most High. Every religion, doctrine wants to be the Most High. From Buddha to Allah to Jesus to Ra, Osiris, Moloch, whatever you want, all the way to Baphomet. All a lie. There was only one Most High. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 14. Ezekiel 28, verses 14 through 17. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 14. I created you as a cherub with outstretched shielding wings, and you resided on the Most High's holy mountain. You walked among stones of fire. You were blameless in your ways. Still talking about the Hashatan that the Most High created, right? The adversary. From the day you were created until wrongdoing was found in you. All of us is the adversary. All of us are Lucifer until you choose to follow the law. When you do not follow the Most High, when you do not follow his law, you are following the ways of Lucifer. And even in their New Testament, the guy says that you are your father of lies, the serpent. See, you don't have to actually be of Cain to be the serpent seed. You can just act like it. You can just emulate it. I mean, heck, the Jewish people, they just said that they Hebrews and just decided to be it. So why can't you be the same with the devil? Why can't you be part of Legion? Stop lying. We as individually in our lives, we need to stop accepting lies from people. We need to stop accepting that, okay, they just don't know and just walk away. No, we need to tell people the truth. You need to let people know that they may be saying something that they think is true, but it's not. It's time to be uncomfortable. I thought we were already uncomfortable with this oppression, but it seems as though that everybody kind of have fit themselves into this oppression real nice. Nobody want to fight. Nobody want to die. Nobody want to fight and nobody want to die. I'm up for both of them when it comes to the Most High. And until you get to that position, you may just be kidding yourself that you're righteous and you're blameless. Until you get into your mind that you rather die than be against the Most High than to be on the other side of the Most High in His law. Very shortly, we're coming upon November. Very shortly, all hell is going to break loose. Very shortly, we are going to be looking at a major shift in our economy, in our government, in the way that things look, regardless of who wins. Regardless of who wins. If Trump wins, we are looking at a nationalist party that wants to bring America back to its prominence, and by doing so, bring us back into slave labor so that they can make this America great again. Regardless of what you think, Project 2025 lays it out pretty clearly, and that's for any Republican that's elected. And with Kamala, who gives a shit what her name is, we go into the world reset, where we are all digital and everything is being viewed. Cryptocurrency comes in. You have no privacy or sovereignty. You become part of a world citizen, forever losing your roots as a Hebrew, losing your roots coming from Jerusalem, coming from Iraq originally, which was where Abraham came from. That's where the Chaldeans were. That's our family before he left to go to Egypt. So any sense of who we are as an identity of people is going to be washed either way. They are going to shut down this whole awakening that we all have been feeling since 2015, 16, then in 17 and 18 with the 18 to 20 with the COVID. I am imploring you guys to start recognizing the lies in your life. Start getting yourself together with your lies. Accept your failures. Look at your failures in their face as a woman and as a man, and take your lick as it comes and get better. We have to be able to trust each other. We have to be able to get to a point that the scripture is what our foundation is, and that says not to lie, and that says to treat a brother as myself, to love my neighbor as myself. Get to this verse 17, and it says, Ezekiel 28:14. We're in verse 15. You were blameless in your ways from the day you were created until wrongdoing was found in you. Verse 16. By your far-flung commerce, you were filled with lawlessness and you sinned. So it says commerce. It's interesting. By your far-flung commerce, by your money that you spread, you were filled with lawlessness and you sinned. So I have struck you down from the mountain of the Most High, and I have destroyed you, O shielding cherub. So he's calling this Hashatan a cherub and not even a seraphim. The difference is that the seraphim is Michael, Raphael, Penuel, and all of them. The cherub is supposedly a lower ones, right? So it says, from among the stones of fire, verse 17, you grew haughty, arrogant because of your beauty. You debased your wisdom for the sake of your splendor. Again, this is what our society looks like. We give up our glory for the splendor of the world, to be famous, to be infamous, to be rich. We give up our righteous glory that's in us and accept the lies and then roll with the lies to get the money. Roll with the lies to make this oppression feel more comfortable. And he says, you debased your wisdom for the sake of your splendor. I have cast you to the ground. I have made you an object for kings to stare at. But these kings have decided to try and make it a god and make images behind it. Let's go to our last one for the night. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 11. Title of our lesson tonight, The Devil is a Liar. Leviticus 19. So know that this is his world because it's a world of lies. How do you break from this world? Stop being a liar. How do you break from this world? Stop allowing lies to be around you and not checking them and correcting them. I'm not asking you or telling you that you need to stand on the corner. I'm not telling you need to write Yelp and to everybody and say, oh, no, your pizza really ain't got meat on it. No, I'm telling you that in your life with your family, with your friends, that when they talk about history, when they talk about politics, when they talk about whatever, you tell them the truth. It's all a damn lie. There is nothing for us in this world. Chapter 19, verse 11. You shall not steal. You shall not deal deceitfully or falsely with one another. You shall not swear falsely by my name, profaning the name of Shaddai. I am Shaddai. I give all praises unto the Most High. That is our lesson for this evening. Understand that participating in lies is supporting Hashatan. It is a stumbling block for you. This world and its lies are crumbling. It is in your benefit to start learning how to be a woman about things, to be a man about things, to accept your failures and your shortcomings and stop coming with excuses in your life. We must understand that these shortcomings in our lives are not due to us being lazy. The shortcomings in our lives are not due to a lack of intelligence, a lack of will, a lack of desire. We fall short because this world is a lie. This world is designed, Psalms 83, the confederacy of the lie, to keep us as nothing, as black, to keep us as a pale nothingness. Stop accepting the lies. Stop participating in the lies. All praise unto the Most High. I will see you guys on Shabbat. Until then, man, I pray that your families are covered. I pray that the Most High reaffirms everything that you need